Welcome to this week's episode of the CODCAST. Now, before I switch over to the screen with all of us, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I know it's been a little bit since we've had an episode, and this one is going to be online. Obviously, they couldn't make it out here over towards my apartment to do a live one because they are on a tight schedule and they have matches tomorrow, and they're very excited for that. But I want to say thank you to them for stopping by and being able to do this and taking some time out of their day when they have a match tomorrow. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
I'm like
What's
next
up,
to
my bros? Can you hear me?
yes,
Yes,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
What's good?
I want to say thank you guys for coming on to the show. I know you guys got a busy day tomorrow and traveling, everything. You guys flew in today, right?
I'm only here
Nah,
because you paid me, but yeah, we got in here
Yeah, good
yesterday.
try, good
I'm
try.
just here so I don't get fined.
What do you guys mean, dude? Thank you guys for coming on. But
Appreciate it, big dog.
but yeah, how were scrims today? I seen you guys grinding the venue. Unfortunately, I didn't see Nato's team grinding the venue, but I did see
Yeah, I
TK.
was crying to be honest.
We would have been scrimming, but Yuli flew in at 5 o'clock today, so we couldn't.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
damn.
okay, okay. Oh
Our
yeah,
scrims went pretty well though. I mean,
yeah,
we played FaZe in like one rotation, and it was good. We always have good practice when we play them.
yeah. I think I caught you guys on a Gibraltar. You guys were piecing. Lamar was piecing. What I peeped.
You know how I'm rocking.
But yeah, man, it's a pretty exciting time, dude. Playoffs left and then champs. That's it. That's all we have left.
The
Li-
basically the two biggest events of the year too.
I know. And then
It's
two of,
money
Money
season.
season.
two of
Money
you,
season.
two of you guys missed out on that first one, the first or the biggest event of the year so far, which
Yeah,
was
crazy.
first
I'm the
playoffs.
only vet.
Yeah, what'd
I'm
you
the only
place,
vet
Lamar? You
here.
got fifth, right?
Fourth.
No, okay, okay, okay. That's not too bad. Fourth ain't too bad, but you got to improve this time, bro. But that's gonna lead me into the first topic, which is gonna be the LCQ. Did you guys watch? Let me preface it with that.
I watched
Um,
the matches, not a lot.
I flew in yesterday and I only caught like a couple matches. I watched like some intense ones, like the one with Lightning Pandas and the Gas Gaming, I think it was. I
Okay.
caught that one like in person. We were at the venue watching that, and that was pretty exciting to watch. It was pretty crazy.
Here, I'm gonna try to pull up the teams that made it through the LCQ. All right, so I got that. I got that up here on the stream. Heretics, Elevate, Vitality. You guys know all the teams that made it through, right? So,
Yeah.
I don't know all the teams, but I know the notable ones.
so to you, who are the notable teams you think that can actually make an
Uh,
impact going forward?
Lightning Pandas, Ghost, E6, Elevate, Heretics, Vitality.
I'm glad you said Heretics. I think they're actually really good. I watched them a lot this week or this weekend. Anytime I can catch their game, I was watching them, and they like made it in with ease. Like they dominated
Yeah.
every team they played. Did you
Is
got?
that still the same team that made pool play like a couple events ago, or did they switch up a player or two?
Yeah, no, it's Journey, Lucky.
That Journey kid is disgusting.
Yeah,
But it's
dude,
it's
he
it's the
was
same
frying.
team at like Anaheim, or I don't know if it's Anaheim or
Sukri.
Seattle.
No, it's the same team. Same team.
Oh yeah, they're pretty solid then,
They've
and they've
improved
been
a
together
lot.
for a little bit. Yeah, so their chemistry is probably pretty solid.
We played them at Ian, we played them at Birmingham, right? We beat them, but they've improved like so much. Like I remember playing
Yeah.
them, and I was like taking them lightly, and they were pretty good. I was like, oh, okay. I don't think anybody's gonna take them
Yeah,
lightly
you,
anymore,
you
though.
could tell they knew what they were doing when we played them, and I
Yeah,
guess they just got a lot better like as a team and even individually because like you said they made it in pretty easily.
yeah.
They
And
were
then
cooking food in Spanish. They had me crying, bro.
yeah, I couldn't understand a word they said, dude. Honestly, they were screaming though. Dude,
Dude, I actually think I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Go
there's
ahead.
one of the teams that you said that could actually do some damage is that EZG team. They
Oh,
like
you're right.
I played I don't know all four players, but I was talking to Chris Replays about them today. It's like Ricky Atora, like Parzellian, like the people that you play in rank play, you know?
Robbie B.
Yeah, Robbie B and I
APOC.
don't oh yeah. So
Apoc's
like
a beast.
yeah, Chris said that he thinks that they were the best team in the LCQ. Like they made it through easily. So I think they might actually be a team that could make some noise in pool play, depending on like
Hold
whatever pool
on.
they get into.
Dial that back a second. So Chris Replay said EZG was the best team in the LCQ. He's tripping.
That's what he said.
He thinks
I
they're
mean,
better than Ghost. Well, Lightning Pandas you could argue, yeah, they're better than them, but Ghost? No way.
I mean, I don't know. I that's just what he said. I
Yeah.
haven't really seen EZG. Like I played with some of those players in like rank play, but like
Yeah.
I've never seen that team play at an event. So
You
I
know
don't
who?
think that they're better than Ghost or E6. But I mean, if they're like up there or almost on par with them, then they could definitely upset some teams for sure.
E6 is weird. Like everybody says like they're so good and they haven't really like made it that far in a tournament. I personally, the only reason I give E6 so much credit is just cuz one, they work really hard, but two, Abizi is legitimately like
BG's a fucking demon.
He's next
Yeah.
up. Yeah, nah, he's next up for sure.
he's nasty. Nato, have you ever played against Abizi?
Yeah, I did, and it was
He
not fun.
smoked Nato, smoked him.
No, I played him. No, I think the time that the first time I ever played him was in the Pro League Challenge. Dropped 50 on us first map. We got off.
You just got off after first map.
No, we didn't get off. Like we had some technical difficulties, but it was actually insane. Like especially playing from the Columbus internet, it was fucking surreal.
Wait, all I know is BG's elo is not safe when I'm queued up on rank play.
Dude, all right, Lamar. Tired of this self gas. No, I casted the what was it? National Circuit once, and I just watched a BZ just bully everyone. Like he was dropping 50s in hardpoint like consistently. I casted all 3 games, 12, 13 in S&D. Like it was ridiculous. This guy's LeBron on the map versus those teams. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
interesting seeing him like playing against some pro teams consistently.
It'll be, I think champs will be huge for him, like specifically just because if he has a good event and say
Yeah.
they upset, they have a good, like say they get top 6 or something, which obviously isn't great, but like that's great for a team like them, especially making it through the LCQ. Like that might set him up for his future. You know what I mean? Because I think
Yeah.
he's next up. So like I think champs is going to be a huge event for him. Hopefully he does well and like gets a little bit more.
I mean, historically, like champs events, like there's players who like have a decent season, right? And you look at him, you're like, is that kid a warrior? He's like pretty good, right? And then they go to
Mhm.
champs and they play really good, and then they're like solidified. Like thinking into the past, you got like study, attach. There's been so many players who have done. I'm trying to think of more, but like players who just like they're good and they go to champs and they just go off, and then their career path is just set after that. So he has an opportunity right now. Like I feel like him, maybe a couple others like Dashy, some of the other people that qualified for COD champs. Like I think we're gonna see some people frying and maybe make a name for himself for next year. But I think he's got to be the forefront person.
Yeah, I don't even think it's close. Like I think he's like clear cut. Like if there's a player that gets picked up by a top team going into next year, like it'll be him for sure. If
Yeah.
he's allowed to get out of whatever situation he's in, I don't know.
Yo, are y'all surprised so many like European teams and like other regions made it in?
I don't how many European teams made it.
Let's see. Let me count real quick. I think it's 6. All right. So
Isn't that how
Brash,
many European teams always make it?
Supremacy. Well, through the LCQ. Like what I'm saying is, just forget about the past. I'm saying, are you guys surprised? Like, because there was a lot of NA teams there, and I feel like a lot of people expected mostly NA teams to make it out. Like Mochila's team didn't make it out. There's a few NA teams that so 7,
I mean, honestly, I'm not really surprised. just
almost
because
almost
there's
half of the
only
group.
like there's only a couple NA teams outside the league that I even know of that are worth like you will probably make you'll make it. Everyone else, it could be a toss up.
Yeah.
Like Tommy on Vitality, like I don't know the 3 players with Tommy, but I knew that if
That's-
Tommy played any of those teams that wasn't like Lightning Pandas, Ghost, or E6, like he could single handedly beat them.
Yeah. I mean, that team's crazy to me. Tommy's team, I did not expect them to like make it so easily. Like they just dominated.
I think Tommy's really good. At
Yeah,
this
people
game.
people are underestimating Tommy. I think Tommy was the best player in that
Like
venue
I'm
during
pretty
the
sure
LCQ.
Tommy didn't get dropped like from Splyce.
Whoa, I was
first
in the
year.
venue, Lamar.
Alright, well,
You're garbage.
Tommy is definitely the
Good
best
job.
player in the venue during the LCQ.
Okay. Yeah, he's the best player in the venue. No, yeah, it was just like they did it so easy. Like they look like a team that have been together for a while, and I hadn't heard of that Maple guy ever before. I even forgot one of the players' names. It was Maple and someone else. I heard of whatever the Denza.
I don't know any of his teammates besides Tommy, but I mean, to be honest, he's good enough where he probably could have hard carried almost anyone through
Yeah,
LCQ.
yeah, he was playing really good. He's a good leader too, so as long as they listen to him, they were good.
Yeah, that's probably what like how it went. To be honest, like his team, because all his players are relatively new, I'm guessing, or they haven't got a chance, so they probably just listen to whatever he says, and that's probably why it was so easy. Because most of the teams in the LCQ are like, well, they were just super sloppy and not like I don't know, they just don't know how to play correctly.
No, that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yo, so
Yeah, like-
one thing I noticed, because like obviously I had to watch every game while I was there. They play so fast. Like the
Tommy's team or the
no,
LCQ team?
no, the LCQ teams play
Oh yeah.
so damn fast. It's so much different. It's like
They don't think.
yeah, how
They don't
y'all
think.
when y'all play each other, you have like a mutual respect on the map. Like you don't like most teams, excuse me, most teams don't really like play like maniacs like that just because like they have like a mutual respect to play the right way. Like you guys kind of get what I'm saying? Like
No, yeah,
somebody's not going to
exactly.
just make a bonehead play because like 9 out of 10 times it's not going to work, even though it might work that one time. Like so you guys play consistent like that. Watching those guys, they didn't care. Like they would make crazy
About
plays
anything.
left and right. Yeah, they did not care. Nobody holds anybody accountable on most of those teams because they don't really even know what's the right way to play. So it was just so crazy to see them playing like that, dude.
Bro, you literally hit the nail on the head. Like I didn't watch that many games because I was traveling from Cali, so it was like a long flight.
Uh-huh.
But the games that I did watch, it literally looked like all four players on both teams just didn't care about their lives. Like
Like they
didn't
didn't
even
even
think
care.
like yeah, they didn't think big picture, like they weren't disciplined, like they literally just ran around and then reacted. That was it.
Dude,
So like
it's like everybody tries to play like fastball.
exactly.
Whoa,
So
whoa, whoa, that was so super gas right there. I don't think anyone in the world could play like that.
but like, so if you have someone like Tommy who understands how to play at a fucking top level, and three players who would just listen like to him and they play how he wants them to play, like it's no surprise that they just fucking it was a cakewalk for them.
That's a good point. Like I think that's probably the easiest way to say like why Tommy did it so easily is just he had structure, which is something most of those teams don't have. I can't
Exactly.
believe Gone Gaming didn't make it in. Like that was Havoc in them, and then Moch's team. Nato, did you get to catch Moch's team their match?
No, I didn't, but I saw
They got
Machilla
smoked.
complaining. He was like
Wait,
complaining
who's
about his
Mocha's
bullets.
team? Wait,
His
All
where'd
right,
they
bullets
get it?
not
all right.
coming.
30
Listen,
points?
listen, listen, listen. I don't mean to clown on them, right? I don't mean to clown on them, but it was Moch, Johnny, Nelson, and who the hell was their fourth, bro? Moch, Johnny, Nelson. Uh,
Stamina, right?
yeah, Stamina. I think it was Stamina. I don't. No, no, it
I
wasn't
don't
it.
know. I don't
I
know what his
wasn't.
team was.
No,
Don't
it
take my
wasn't.
word for that.
Okay, but
No.
anyways, they lost 250 to 26. Oh,
Oh, wait,
Arviction was their fourth.
I'm getting
Arviction.
126 points, 1v4.
Yo,
Wait,
1v4, no
what?
no BS. I'm getting
You're
more than
getting, yeah,
26
you're getting
points.
scrap time at least.
Like in the LCQ, like I might cop a dub, but
I'm like up a dub only four. I mean, that's just unacceptable though. Like, I don't
dude,
know.
26 points, bro. That's the
Wait, do
hardest
you know
L I
what? Do
ever
you know
seen
what
in my
map?
life.
Do you know what
Saint
map it
Marie,
was?
it was Saint Marie.
Whoa, so they got completely
Rotate,
outplayed then.
damn,
No, yeah,
bro.
they got completely outplayed.
That's
Which
one way
sucks.
to
'Cause
put
I
it,
love
dude.
Moch, but dude,
Can you
that's
rotate and hit an L trigger, please?
I'm just saying, if you get 250 to 26 point club, you don't deserve to be at champs, bro. In the LCQ, like
no, yeah,
you
no
don't
chance.
stand a
Hell
chance.
no,
You don't,
hell no,
dude. Like in ranked play, like going against unranked people, like I'm not 26 point club in another team, even if I'm playing with OpTic. Like
bro.
that's
I
not
could take
happening.
3 rank play kids and to the LCQ and get more than 26 points on a hard point with
A
no
hundred
comms.
percent. Wait, ranked play kids are nasty. You can't be sleeping on them.
I know, but
But yeah, that's crazy. But were you surprised they didn't make it though?
Not really.
I was because like I was, but I wasn't because like I feel like they should. Like they have like the talent, right? They have the skill to at least be what you got to get top 16 here in
Yeah,
the
top
LCQ to
16.
make it.
That's it.
Like you have to win two before you lose two. Like I don't know. I feel like it isn't that hard, but at the same time, like you said, seven European teams qualified. Like I could see a lot of NA teams getting thrown off because they never played against them, so they don't know how they play. Like maybe
Nah,
the
but it's just
European
like think
teams
about it.
play super different. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, now, but think about it this way: like, it's at an event. It's like if you can't get top 32 at an event, that's basically what it is. Like
Yeah,
Pro League
that's
team 16, that's top 16, and then the next 16 best teams, like,
bro,
bro,
you
that's
gotta
like
just
getting
win.
top 32 at the
So
event.
there's
How can you
32
not get
teams
top
there.
32?
None of them are pro teams, and you just gotta win two before you lose two. It's simple. So it's like being in a pool play of a bunch of teams that aren't the top 16 teams, and you gotta win two
Yeah.
matches. So I feel like it's a really good format. Like the way they did this year was perfect. Like the best teams are at champs. I
No, and
liked
that's
it.
the issue. Is I feel like players like Moch and stuff, like they've been around for so long, they should be able to just hard carry through situations like that and just
I agree.
do literally just drop a bomb and qualify. You know?
Some of the rosters confuse me though. Like Havoc's team, like why didn't we see Moch and Havoc like making a team? Like they had success before, on that isolation team back in the day. It's just kind of weird, I guess. Like Gone Gaming didn't make it in either. A team that I thought was for sure gonna go in. Skies, for example, he's in the chat right now. He was on that team. They looked okay. I would say I'm a bit surprised they didn't make it in as well. I don't know if you guys got to catch them playing at all.
Nah, I didn't really watch any of that.
I think it just comes down to what I said. They just like they're playing the play, but they're not thinking about like bigger picture what's going on. And that's
All right.
probably why. That's probably why, because like a lot of these teams, if you say LCQ was next weekend, there might have been like a couple more NA teams that made it because they were just playing better that day. But
Yep.
like there's no consistency with a lot of the amateur teams.
Yeah.
A lot of amateur teams could probably take a series or two like off of a good pro team, but there's just no consistency because they don't play the game correctly, in
Yeah.
my opinion at least.
I agree. Nato, did you get to catch the Lightning Pandas game where they almost lost to
I watched
Nagafin
it.
and them?
I watched it live, and it was insane.
Dude, I was right there. Like, it was insane. Nagafin went 8-0 and 6-0'd them in the Search and Destroy. Kismet
I thought
was,
I thought it was over right there.
bro, Kismet is disgusting. Did any of you guys get to watch that guy at all?
Wait, Kismet learned a nice lesson for his career though. Don't talk crazy until the series is
Facts.
over.
Let him know,
Number
man.
one lesson. Don't talk shit until the series is over.
Dude, that
He did
was
play really well though.
Yo,
He did play
I just facepalmed because I'm gonna be honest, that was one of the biggest chokes I have ever seen ever in my entire life, bro. That would,
Oh, it was up there. No, the map 4, the hardpoint.
dude, the hard point, like they went up 2-0, and the way they did, they fried them. They lose the CTF Ardens, and then London Dogs hard point. That comeback was so nasty. Like there was no way they were winning that game 5,
Bro,
bro.
they had
No,
they
were
had like 3
wasting their
sets of streaks,
artilleries on
right?
Crane Hill. Yeah, they were wasting artilleries on Crane Hill, putting it on docks instead of trapping them backfire and then artillery in the top.
Yeah.
My own.
That's what I mean though, and right there, like that team, right? Obviously, everyone thought Lightning Pandas probably would beat them easily,
Mm-hmm.
but like they were playing well and they had a chance to beat Lightning Pandas, make champs. But when it came down to crunch time, like they were up by 100 points, they had
They choked.
3
Yep.
sets of streaks, whatever. It's like then they're wasting their streaks, like not rotating because like they're just not thinking bigger picture. They're like too in the moment.
Yeah, that happens a
that's
lot
it,
to those teams. And that's what we just talked about, right? It's like that consistency where you got to make the same play 10 out of 10 times, because if you're just gonna play like a maniac, like you're gonna get come back down, like you're not gonna be consistent, you're gonna lose. So, whereas it benefits a lot of these guys, it's in the long run, it's gonna screw you over. So, but I think
Without doubt.
that's pretty much enough talk about the LCQ. I guess I'd ask you guys lastly, what team you think will make a run at champs, like, and get a decent placing out of all these teams?
Lightning Pandas.
By you, Nato, Ian.
I think either Ghost or Lightning Pandas.
This is the easy
I'd
answers,
probably say, yeah, I'd probably say Ghost, or my wild card would probably be that Heretics team.
Yeah,
Just
I agree
'cause-
with you. I think those two.
I
good.
think Lightning Pandas just has the most star potential. Like,
But they
royalty
didn't.
royalty and good.
They didn't look that good.
They didn't look good at the LCQ, but you know how it is playing against teams like that. Like, that shit is just pure chaos. You just got to get to the tournament, get through it, get to the tournament.
E6 has potential. It's gonna come down to a lot of these teams' groups, because, in my opinion, there's like top teams that are pretty beatable, and there's some top teams that like these LCQ teams just can't like touch. In my opinion, you know what I mean? So we'll see what group some of them get placed in, but I guess it would be Ghost, E6, Moratori maybe as well, like Heretics, Spacely's team. I don't want to sleep on them. There's some solid teams. We'll see what happens, but moving on. Next topic, we're going to talk about you guys a little bit. So, stage 1, the only one who made it in the playoffs was Accuracy in here, including me.
Garbage.
We should have made it in, though. He should have made it in.
Oh, I remember that.
So, Lamar, what'd you end up placing there?
Fourth.
4th place, right? Okay. Who did you guys lose to?
OpTic and then FaZe.
Okay, then FaZe went on to win. So, do you feel like your team now that you have like currently is like either equal to as good as that team was or better?
I think we're probably better because I think we have like we have a map pool that's more accustomed to the way the meta is being played now. Like we're better at the more common maps that everyone else is better at, so that helps us a lot.
Yeah, and Ian, you being on that team, it's like I remember on our team we thought we were pretty good. Like if we made playoffs, like we thought we could make like a decent run. So this team obviously that you're on now is much better than the team that we had. So you're probably
not
thinking
even
like
close.
you can make a run and win it, right? Like, so how's that feeling? How does that feel? And then like how's the practice been? Like, have you guys been dominating, or has it been like back and forth?
Well, like to answer the first part of the question, like it definitely feels good because on our EG team, I don't know. It sounds kind of shitty that like I'd be thinking about this, but like I never really thought we could win after the
I
first
agree.
event when we did like bad. Like I thought we could maybe like be in the top three, have like consistent top fours.
Hmm.
But, like I just felt like we didn't mix well with each other. So like being on this team, like I'm even Anaheim, which was the first event, and we didn't place where we won the place. But like going to that event, it's the first time in a while where I was like, yo, I really think we can win this event if we have a good weekend and like play up to our potential. So it's good to have that feeling back. And like with scrims and everything, this is definitely the most fun I've had on a team since like the end of AW with FaZe.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
bet this
like
team.
I'm so happy to play. Like I haven't had a team like that where like I get on every day wanting to play Call of Duty just because I have such a good time playing with them. So I think that like that helps a lot with how we've been playing, and I think we've been looking really good. We've definitely improved a lot since I joined the team, and we made like the role switch. We've gotten a lot better, so I'm excited.
Wait, what role switch was it?
Well, so when I first joined, I was running the flex on like obviously Ard and Hardpoint, Ard and CTF, Gibraltar, and Jay was the secondary sub with Kenny. But Jay, like even from the get, wanted to be a flex on
Okay.
like an Ard and on a Gibraltar because he just like he said he didn't really feel that comfortable running a sub on those maps. So we switched that, and I feel like we just got a lot better. Like our play styles work well
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I remember. So I'm just gonna say it on stream. Accuracy, when you were trying to figure out the roster, you like asked me what I thought. Like you're just trying to figure out like
Yeah.
what you guys wanted, and it was between a few people. Maybe I shouldn't name the other people you were thinking about, but
Yeah.
I was like, Enable is like the best pickup for you guys because it reminds me of that. I hate to compare you guys, but it reminds me of that FaZe team that Ian used to have. It's like Kenny's kind of like Zuma, just like a top tier sub. Clayster, you and Clayster top ARs. You know, like you're top AR in this game. On that FaZe team, Clayster was a top AR. And you got like a search and destroy player who's also good at respawn in Pharaoh. He's just like attached. So like Ian is a good communicator and a fantastic role player. So I think that's why you guys are seeing a bit of success like at the moment. It's just whether or not you guys are gonna be able to like put it together in playoffs and make a run. Like for me, like personally, I think you guys can make a run, but I don't know what it is. I feel like it's holding you guys back, like from being like at the very top. You know what I mean? Guess you guys. I'll see if you guys can prove me wrong this weekend, but it's like
Yeah, I mean,
inconsistent a little bit in S&D.
well, I
Shit.
think I think what it is, to be honest, like right now, just because we've improved a lot, I think it's just our CTF. Like I think we're probably one of the best hardpoint teams in the game. I'd say we're probably like a top three hardpoint team,
I agree.
and our S&D has gotten a lot better since I've been playing better individually in it. Towards like the second half of the league, which has helped a lot, obviously, because it's going to be hard if you have someone consistently not doing that well in S&D to be like a top S&D team. But our CTF, I think, was like that. Like Lamar said when I first joined the team, that was his old team's problem as well. Like they were like since the beginning, him and Kenny, any team that they've been on, like with fucking theory, whatever, they're like always really good at hardpoint. So like they still have that even with us, but they always struggle in CTF still. Like that was like their worst game mode.
Yeah.
So if we can get, and we've been practicing a lot, if we can get consistent at CTF, I think that's going to help us a
Yeah,
lot,
because
and
that's
we'll
the
be we'll
thing.
be able to like 3-0, 3-1 teams
Yeah, because
instead of ignoring.
I'm looking at your guys' map stats, right? And you're 16 and 7 in hardpoint. You can't ask for a better hardpoint ratio than that. You're 10 and 10 in S&D, and you're 7 and 7 in CTF. Now that is a fantastic like map spread percentage. But the thing is, you're not going to win an event with that type of spread. So like, you need one of the other game modes, S&D or CTF, to like get a
To
little
be
bit better.
yeah, like a
So
60 some 65%
so what have you
ratio.
guys done to like improve those modes? Like, have you guys made any changes?
I mean, you can't really do anything to improve S&D at home besides like watch VOD or whatever. But
Have you done that? Have you watched any VOD?
uh, I'm a walking VOD. I've watched probably every match on LAN in World War II.
Well, I would
Yeah,
say,
no, yeah. I mean, we have. Me personally too. I've watched a lot of VOD, like in S&D,
yeah,
and then also just watching like teams who are considered the best CTF teams in the game, or at least like right now, and seeing how they play certain situations, like how they play leads or how they play
that's
if they're
important.
coming from behind. Yeah, um, which I think's helped a lot. Like we've talked about as a team during like the second half of the season, and I think we improved a lot in CTF. So we're in a good spot right now. We just have to execute though. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about your guys' CTF stats is like everybody's playing well in CTF in terms of kills. I just think there's just couple maps that maybe it comes out on the veto process. You gotta expand your map pool, but if you can improve one of those
Nah,
game modes,
try.
I can see y'all winning. Wait,
You won't catch me playing London Dog CTF if my life depended on it.
why? Well, yeah, all right, for one thing, I think that should be like a auto veto against Maniac teams, but I don't know. It's just so
That's
weird.
the worst map in Call of Duty history. I'll never play anything that has any type of importance and play London Dog CTF ever.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But like, you understand what I'm saying? Where like, I feel like it's a just statement for me to say like, you guys are just like before. You're on the cusp of being like a top team, like top two. I guess we'll see
Yeah.
if you
Oh
unlock it
yeah,
this
I agree with
weekend.
that.
Or
All about execution.
moving over to Nato, your team,
Hello.
dude. You guys have been so weird. Like, it's just like up and down. Like even when you guys just went on your spree at the end, it was like reverse sweeps and just these mind-blowing wins that like come out of nowhere. Like you guys are 9-15 in Hardpoint, 12-8 in S&D, and 10-4 in CTF. It's such a weird like map percentage. What do you think you guys need to like improve on to make a run in playoffs? Or what have
I
you
think
improved on?
honestly we've improved our hard point a lot that second half of the league. I think we started off the league 3-4 and we ended up the second half 6-1. And I think a lot of that comes with us clutching up on our hard points. Because if you look at like the past VODs and stuff, and us losing our hard points, it was never like us getting blown out. It was mostly us like choking a close hard point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like by 20 points, 10 points. So I think that if we beat any of the teams at playoffs, any of the 8 teams in one hard point, we could win the whole tournament.
How have Hardpoint scrims been going? Like you guys have been grinding it online, and that typically is like an indicator of how you're gonna do. I know you don't want to give anything away, but has it felt better or the same?
It's definitely felt better for the most part, but I don't determine like by our especially our team when it comes to online practice. I think we just like I think no bullshit. I think it's better like when we come to like an event like scrim teams on LAN, like prior to the matches. I think that helps us a lot, and that definitely helps us get better at hardpoint. So
What do
um,
y'all?
I,
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna ask Kanebo and actually like, what do you guys think like Echo Fox's issue has been? Like, I think it's been their tilt pretty easily. Their hard point obviously wasn't that good, but I feel like their turnaround was made like by obviously Bryce had the 2 weeks of his life. I just if he can keep that up, I think they can keep it up, but there shouldn't be as much that much pressure on him to do that.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's all about how you play the game. Like if you can't live or die by one player on your team, that just means you guys are playing wrong. So
No, that's kind of what I was alluding to.
yeah, that's what it shouldn't be like that. Where like if one player does good, you win. If one player does bad, you lose. Like they should never rock like that. So I mean, honestly, I don't know. I haven't really been paying super attention to them, and like we haven't really scrimmed them much. So I don't really know.
I think it's just what you said with their like their game type percentages. Like they're a pretty solid 2-3 team, but their hard points really lacking. And like if you play a top team, like a top 4 team, they're gonna be pretty good at both hard points, like whatever the
Yeah.
maps are. You know what I mean? So it's like if Echo Fox, like Nato said, can get to the point where they can start at least going 1-for-1 consistently versus top teams, they'll be in a good spot because like then it might go a game 5 where they're confident in whatever the S&D map is, or they could start winning series 3-1. But like I said, they were at a point where they were losing both hard points to teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now it's like if you lose both hard points and you lose a close S&D or you lose like a CTF and OT, that you lost 3-0 or 3-1,
I
whatever
mean,
the case may be.
I guess
Like
like
it
the
changes the
thing
whole
that
it changes the whole series around.
what worries me though about this Echo Fox team, Nato, and I guess probably worries you too, is that you guys have by far the worst hardpoint percentage of the playoff teams, and like that's a huge game mode because like coming out in playoffs, like winning that first game mode is huge. That first map is huge. So I guess
Nah, I
like
mean,
Well, to
I
be
don't
honest, like
look at the
I mean,
stats too much.
I think most of it comes from
I mean
the
obviously
the
stats don't
first
tell everything, but
the first half of the league. Like I think we lost a lot, like much more hard points than we did at the second half, right?
No, they've
I mean I don't
definitely
have that stat
with
here. But
Bryce, they've been a lot better. With Bryce going to main AR, they've been a lot better.
I think our biggest issue was that I think Bryce is definitely him running a main AR
He's actually good at running AR.
yeah, he
and
is.
Yuli
I was gassing him the
and
whole
Yuli
time.
being flex. Yuli being a flex has definitely helped our team in hardpoint a lot more. Like it's helped us a lot more because Donnie running a sub with me helps us a lot because we're like on the same pace. It helps me out a lot, and Bryce wasn't bad with a sub, but he just like I don't know how to explain it. He's just better with an AR. It's simple. It's just simple. He's way better with an AR, and Yuli's a better flex than a main AR in this game.
Well, I think what I noticed from the last 2 weeks was Donnie played the same. Like he always plays pretty solid. Yuli played like pretty average. He could have picked up a little bit, but you and Bryce like stepped it up big time those last 2 weeks. Like I think Bryce switching that AR like made you play a lot better. Like your stats were crazy from the last 2 weeks. Overall, like as even your S&D KD has been insane. Like you have a 1.3 search and destroy KD in stage 2. Like it's been a lot better for you guys, but I just think if you guys aren't winning hard points, if you're not winning that game 1, you guys are gonna tilt and it's gonna be tough for you. So
No,
You can't say that because that's the
no,
Aqua Facendo specialty right there. They've been doing it.
you can't.
for
It's not
careers
even
off
that. It's not even that.
what
You
the,
can't
the
say
game
that.
1, Lamar?
Yeah, they've been.
Yeah,
they've been
but
going
hold on,
after
hold
game
on.
one for
No,
3 years and
Now-
placing good.
That's their specialty, but with Donnie, bro, I don't know. He might counteract that
Hold on,
specialty.
let me talk real quick.
Go ahead.
So you said that if we would lose game 1, we would tilt, and like every time at the league when we would lose game 1, we would literally just like, we'll like say like what happened, and then we'll like laugh it off and be like, all right, so whatever. We got the next couple maps. Like it's cool.
That's good. That's
Surprisingly,
good.
that second half we didn't tilt that much, especially if we lost the game 1, and I think that's a big reason why like we would close out some series and we went 6-1 in the second half. So I definitely don't think we're gonna tilt, especially in an event like.
Well, there it is right there. Like, what has been the number? Like, one of the number one like critiques of you guys. Oh my God, my cat just went crazy.
What do you mean?
My bad. I was distracted for a second. The number one like critique of you guys was you guys tilt, right? Like when you made your rosters, that team is a bunch of people who rage. And then I think if you guys fix that, which not a lot of people really knew that you guys, talked about it and like hashed it out. If you guys are able to not tilt, I think that's gonna play like be a big advantage for you guys. Because that was my number one thing when you formed this team was like they're just gonna roast each other every time they lose a map. So
Nah, it's like I mean, people can tilt in scrims all they want. Like I personally tilt in scrims all the time. But like at an event like this, especially playoffs and like a major tournament,
oh, you're the
No one
worst in scrims, dude.
no one ever tilts, so that's not gonna be a problem at all. That's like at the league, like I said, we would lose a couple map ones and we would be just fine. We would like look at the next couple map sets and be like, oh, we're fine. Everyone
First
just
2
chill.
weeks I was there, bro. You guys were raging after maps. The second 2,
Yeah,
might be
I'm
right.
not talking about the first 2 weeks. I'm talking about these last 2.
that's good
And
then.
also,
good.
I think something else that improved for us in the second half was we improved on certain maps, especially a map like Forest Hardpoint. We got much better at that map with Bryce running a mini AR, and I think our vetoes like got better, and I think they got better because of that because we improved on certain maps that we were like trash at. So I think that also helped us a lot. And I just overall I think what helped us improve in respawn was Bryce switching to the main AR, and also I think we've always been really good at search. So I'm just like really comfortable playing S&D with this team. So I think S&D's never really been an issue.
Okay. All right, moving on. Let's I got one more question for you guys about this. What teams not in playoffs you think will make an impact at COD Champs?
LG.
LG.
That's the
an
easy. That's the
question.
easy one. Anybody else?
I think
Wait,
I think
who didn't make playoffs?
Yeah, I don't even know who did it.
EG,
Alright, I think- okay,
LG, shit. Hold on, let me pull up the list.
I'll tell you who. I'll tell you who at champs. I think
Envy,
it's between-
Splyce,
between-
Complexity.
It's between these 3 teams. I think either LG, Envy, or it's either Splyce or Complexity. I think it's between those 3 teams.
Dang,
Or-
I'm glad you
We'll
said
pick half
Complexity.
The teams that didn't
Yeah,
qualify.
wait, yeah.
No,
What
no,
the
no.
hell?
I
That type of
I
shit.
left out like EG mind freaking them. Like I'm
You
just
left
saying,
out EG, Kane, mind freaking Epsilon. Nice, bro.
I think
I
it-
think-
Go ahead,
those
Ian.
3 teams have like the best chance
I got
of
it.
like making an impact.
I'm gonna go. This might be like a weird pick. I'll say Envy though. I don't know, bro. Envy. I feel like their potential is insane because they have a team of 4 players who are like really skilled. You know what I
It's
mean? Like,
Chino
they're-
though, man. Chino's got to get better, dude. He was
No,
he was not good.
He's slacked off for sure compared to what he was when TK won. Back to back with him. But like, I feel like when you have people like Cheen, like Kyler, like Desi, even Nick, Nick hasn't gotten a lot of flack to be honest. I feel like it's like people are putting way too much emphasis on Chi not playing well. Like just him,
Nick's
like
not-
Personally, I
he
think
plays
he's
better,
the,
then
he's
better.
the one who needs to perform better. Yeah.
No. Well, I think it's Sheen and Nick. I think Kyler and Decimate played pretty solid. in the league. Like at least whenever I was watching him. But having someone like Nick not be consistent, like that hurts a team. You know what I mean? If you have someone who can go 40 or 20 or 20 and 40, like you can't have that happening. Like you can't have that big
That's
of a
true,
gap.
man.
If you know what I'm saying. Like, but anyways, back to what you said. Like I don't know, EG. I just feel like that team's over.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for
Like
them, dude. I don't know.
like no, I know. Obviously, I know the vibe. I know the exact vibes they had because we had probably the same exact vibes on our team.
Yep.
I just think like I know they got second at Seattle. I think that was just like a fluke though. Like I don't think that their
Oh
roles
shit!
mesh.
Shots.
Nah,
I mean,
it
people
might.
said it was a
I,
fluke, and then they went and they did good in the league in the beginning, but then they fell off towards the end.
like
So
it's not
I'd be
yeah, not
obliged to
even
agree with them.
shots. I just like that team though. Okay, when you compare them to Envy, that team doesn't have like a star player. Like I wouldn't say,
Apathy.
but I wouldn't I wouldn't put App like as a top 5 sub.
Yeah, he's
Nowhere near. Like you know what I mean? Like you look at Envy, they got Hugh can decimate. You look at LG, they got John. Like
Hold on, Ian. So somebody in the chat, FaZe Ben, he just said something pretty factual. They were ahead of the meta, which
yeah,
is
they were.
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so.
it
Like the
wasn't yeah, it
bar
wasn't a
meta.
fluke. It wasn't a fluke.
Yeah,
They
were ahead of the
just
meta.
they knew how to play. They knew how to play the best at that time, for sure. But I feel like that EG team is done. Like the way they were tweeting after they didn't make playoffs, it seemed like they didn't want to play each other. And I think vibes, and not even vibes, just team chemistry is huge when you want to be able to make an
I
impact or
think
go
them
deep
not
in an
making
event.
playoffs just like triggered them so hard.
Yeah,
It just affected that team so negatively. But I mean,
Yeah.
exactly.
we
I mean, shit.
prove me wrong,
I
I
was
guess.
on the podcast and Pat was saying, "Who wants to take notes on Lamar? Maybe you should have took some notes."
And to like the obvious answer would be
Shots.
LG, but like
I
I'm
think
pretty sure
I
that
think that team's done, dude.
like I'm pretty sure they're having Capra and main AR now. Like
What the?
yeah, like
If
I'm
Cap
pretty
runs
sure
main
like
AR, no way he's gonna run. If he runs main
I'm
AR, dude, no.
I'm pretty sure like they're trying shit up, but like I don't know. You're at a point right now where, and like I've literally had the same experience, like switching roles, like midway through a year, at the end of a year, like it's just not a good recipe.
The only
They
thing I'll
definitely
say about
they had the
LG
potential.
is John is so good I can never count them out.
Oh
Like
yeah, John's a beast.
even
John's a
Slacked
beast.
has been
So is
playing at a
Slack.
high level.
Wait,
Like
Josiah's been their best player.
yeah,
So
I
John
agree.
wasn't
Josiah's,
that good
but
then.
what I mean by that is like John is just like individually he's so good that if he just goes off,
Like he can just take over a game.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like I feel like I want to say like everything from what I've seen, the amount I've seen, I want to say LG is done, but like
You can't count those players out.
yeah,
Not
dude.
possible.
Yeah, you can't count Cap
You
out of
can't.
champs.
Listen.
Like,
You
it's a
cannot
fact.
count Cap out of champs. That
Yeah, that's true. You're right. We can't write him off yet.
It's not
dude.
even just Cap. Like those players on that team, you can't
No,
just count
yeah, I
any of them
know.
out.
I'm just saying because of Cap's recent champs history.
Another thing is like if they just get a good group and they fry their group, then they might just use that momentum for the
Yeah,
rest
confidence.
of the weekend.
Yeah, and
You know,
momentum. No, that's fair.
it's a thing.
Look at Anaheim. They got third. Like obviously, like come on, bro. You can't count players out like that.
But back to the original topic was what teams not in playoffs I think will make an impact. I'm gonna go with complexity. I think that you guys are all crazy. Doug's winning champs.
Thunderstorm.
All right, so I won't say LG because that's like the expected answer. I'll go with Splyce.
Really, Splyce looked like an extremely broken team. Like everything we've seen out of this team since this roster formed, I don't know what indicator you got that made you think that they're
I don't
gonna
know,
do well.
bro. King Jerd is the GOAT, so we'll see what he can do.
I guess we will. Nato, did you answered? You said everybody. All right, moving on to the next one.
No, wait.
Pick one.
I want to change my answer. I'll name one team. I think that if EG really picks it up, they can make a run at champs. I think if they like find
Who?
whatever it is they're lacking right now, I think they
EG,
can make a
he
run.
said.
Oh, I thought he said EU. I was like, full air in playoffs, you idiot.
Nah.
All right, let's move on. Predictions match by match. All right. Let's start at the bottom. OpTic Gaming and FaZe Clan. I'll preface it with this before you guys start discussing it. I think FaZe is stylistically a terrible matchup for OpTic. I think it's going to be an extremely tough match for them. And I think FaZe has been grinding so hard that they're going to look a lot better going into this. So I'm not going to say FaZe is going to win, but it's going to be a harder match than I think a lot of people anticipate. What do you guys think about that match?
I'll answer first. I think like you're right. I think FaZe is a bad matchup for OpTic. But I think OpTic's been looking really good, and FaZe looked pretty good at the second half of the stage. So I think It's a toss up. Whoever wins, in my opinion, I think whoever just comes out hot and wins map 1 will win the series. So that's my prediction.
I think FaZe is a way better S&D team, and then they also clearly have like superstar potential in Hardpoint. Like Tommy, Dylan, Priesta, like one of those three could just take over a Hardpoint map, and that's what all you need to win that one Hardpoint in the series. And then they're just way better at S&D, so it could just like snowball that way. But obviously, OpTic has been dominating in Hardpoint recently, so you can't count them out. But I think the major factor is the stylistic difference because in that division, on almost all the maps, their OpTic's opponents also ran double AR, so it wasn't an issue. But now they're playing FaZe with 3 really, really good sub players.
No, yeah,
so
I think the biggest thing you said.
Issue.
I think the biggest thing you said is the S&D. Like FaZe being a much better S&D team helps them out a lot in that matchup.
Yeah. I personally think it's gonna go game 5. I mean, I was just looking at the stats for the league, and OpTic's hardpoint stats or their win-loss ratio was insane. Like they went
Oh, it's so
19 and
good.
5. But their S&D and CTF were both 50%. So like they were kind of on the same boat that we were. Like it's not bad, but it's not spectacular either. Whereas FaZe, their hardpoint, they went 10 and 12, but their S&D was unbelievable, 12 and 5, and then their CTF 8 and 6. So that's pretty good too. Like I think OpTic's gonna win both hardpoints. FaZe is gonna take both S&Ds and the CTF. So I think they're gonna win 3-2.
But the thing about it is so let's think about this series like the vetoes, right? So FaZe is gonna probably get rid of Gibraltar. They're not that good at that map. OpTic's really good at it, right? So Gibraltar's gone, right?
Yeah, for sure.
FaZe is a good London Docks team. They've been a solid Arden's Forest team as well for Hardpoint, and they're good at Valk. Like if you're OpTic, you want to avoid that team on Valk, right? You don't want methods run around with a sub.
Veto's Forest.
All right, so you think OpTic vetoes Forest? Okay, so then let's put it in perspective. Let's say they veto Forest, right? Hypothetically, and you get Valk and London Hardpoint. That is a terrible hardpoint map set for OpTic, like against FaZe. Is it not? Like I would say the statistics are in OpTic's favor, but like at playoffs when you throw statistics out the window, like you got 3 talented sub players and 2 maps where replays doesn't really have to be a dominant AR against Octane. You know what I mean?
If FaZe gets London Valk, then that is OpTic messed up horribly in the
I
video.
agree with you. Okay, Force may be OpTic's veto, but I do not think that they will.
I think they're get rid of Valk, dude. If they don't get rid of Valk, that's.
I don't think they'll veto Force against FaZe. I don't think so.
I think FaZe is a better Force hardpoint team than them. So if FaZe does get Force, then...
but they would rather. I think OpTic would rather play to their strengths.
Okay, but here's the thing though. So in this series, right, you're gonna have one map that like FaZe is extremely good at for hardpoint. Like no matter how you put it, no matter what way, there's one map where like I think they have the advantage player wise. So if they're able to win both S&Ds in that hardpoint, dude, like we could see OpTic losing first round. I don't know. It's gonna be crazy.
The thing about making calls for playoffs is just really hard because every team has a hot streak to get to playoffs. Like every team was hitting their top form to qualify. So every team is looking really, really good. It's hard to just call it.
Yeah, so Lamar, I'm looking at the chat, right, and everybody's saying, Slacks and you're saying OpTic is the best Tox team, yada, yada. I actually agree with that. Like, they're discussing at that map. But, like, FaZe, like, if Zuma just goes off, you can't.
Saying that,
yeah.
You haven't seen them play teams in our division on it because every team in that division ran double bar versus them.
Exactly. Like
3 subs could very easily counter, and you guys know how that works.
The one thing I want to add to with that, Ant, is, like, OpTic for sure top hardpoint team in the game, like no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you look at it statistically, like people are saying they're 12-1 on Docs, whatever the case may be. I think the biggest difference from our division to their division is their division had a lot more teams that were better at 2 and 3, like S&D and CTF, but not that many teams that were good in hardpoint. Like
I agree with that.
Even for example, I still think Rise is the best team in the game. Their hardpoint isn't what wins them events. They're good enough at hardpoints, but they're disgusting at S&D. Disgusting.
Well, like to back up your point, like you guys 16 and 7, Red Reserve 19 and 7 in hardpoint. Like you guys are nasty at hardpoint.
I feel like I felt like our division had teams that were better at hardpoints, but not as good in S&D and CTF, and then vice versa. Like all the top teams in OpTic's division, I don't think are like top hardpoint teams. Like besides OpTic, who really is a good hardpoint? Like not good, like a top tier hardpoint team. Maybe United, but like Unilad, if you look at them, they didn't do that well on hardpoint. They were really good at S&D. Like they were good enough to get by, but I'm talking about like top tier hardpoint teams. And so like I feel like a team like FaZe, if they run 3 subs, if they get a London Docks, they run 3 subs, and Methods isn't going off with that second bar, that second AR, FaZe will just run circles on them.
Yeah, so
like their aggression will be unmatched.
I don't. That's the one match I'm just simply not going to make a prediction because
It's just strictly play
I
style.
don't
Like
know.
you don't
Yeah.
know what can happen. It's either the 3 subs counters the double AR, or the double AR literally just locks down the map and fries 3 subs. Like it could go either way. It's literally a coin flip.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So Nato, or do you guys want to give a prediction, or are we just all going to say toss up? Like,
Literally,
I
you
said
have no
3-3.
idea.
I think it's
I
gonna be 3-3.
said whoever wins first map, I think will win the series.
okay. Do you guys want to pick a team or not?
I have no idea.
Oh,
3-2.
FaZe 3-2. Ian, what about you, Nato?
Nah, I think I stand by what I said.
Okay. All right, moving on. This one will more so be for Nato, but TK Unilad. Obviously, you guys think you're going to take that series, but how do you think you're going to do it? And Nato, who do you think's going to win? We'll start with accuracy.
How do I think we're gonna take the series?
Yeah, like how do you think it'll boil down that series? Because I know you've been watching them. Like they're nasty, bro. Like I have them going pretty far in this tournament.
Yeah, they are good. They are good, but people must have forgot who Kenny was. Apparently, none of those fools have played against Kenny yet. So
Okay.
I think he's just gonna have a takeover series, and that's my hard carry.
I mean, the
And
thing about Kenny is like this is the matchup where it's Alex and Zed versus him, and those guys play at a fast pace, dude.
people must have forgot, bro. It's all good.
All right, Ian, what about you? What do you think?
I mean, I think it's gonna be a good series. I think obviously it's gonna come down to vetoes. I feel like we have a good map pool on all game types, so I'm confident. But like I said, it literally is just gonna depend on if we execute or like what the series is gonna be. But I'm gonna say we'll win 3-1.
I think
3-0 or 3-1.
your guys' series is going to be dependent on like the S&D because they're not that good of a hardpoint
100%.
team. You are light years better than United at hardpoint, right? Overall, that is not saying they can't win a hardpoint. You're just a lot better of a team at it, and I think the matchup for you guys versus them, like S&D and CTF, is what they're pretty solid at. Like they're a bad style matchup for you guys too, so it's gonna be weird. It's whoever
It'll be a
it's
good
gonna be
series.
whoever just like wins the veto process. It'll be a good one. That's why there's no free wins this playoffs, dude. It's crazy.
No, I know. I think every series is gonna be like super
That's why
tight.
it's
Like
the playoffs.
even if it's like a 3-0, 3-1, I think all the games are gonna be super close.
No joke. I'm not even just like gassing. Like this might be like the best competitive event like we've ever seen ever in Call of Duty. Like all 8 of these teams are nasty. Like you could say maybe any team here could win. That's insane to me, dude.
Yeah, no, that's pretty crazy. There's not one like free win.
Yeah, like
for
literally everybody's a struggle. All right, so Nato, how do you think that match is gonna go? TK Unilad.
I think TK will probably win like 3-1. I think the reason I'm favoring TK is because they're a much better hardpoint team, and I think TK is pretty solid at search. So, and like Lamar said, I'm not sure if Unilad has matched up with TK before, but I might think of them now. I'm sure they've watched VOD and stuff, but I think TK is definitely favored in hardpoint. They're solid at search, so I think TK will probably take that. But Unilad, don't count them out. They're pretty good.
All right, you heard it from the man himself. All right, next match, E United Echo Fox. I will say E United looked like the best team in their division in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, they looked really good.
So I will say I got a favorite E United in that one, but Echo Fox also looked really good. So it just depends on like what E United and what Echo Fox we get. Like those are two teams I just have no idea what to expect.
You could also say that we look like the best team in our division the last 2 weeks. I don't
No,
think that.
I mean,
Whoa.
but the way the way United was winning their games though was like they were just smoking people. You know what I mean? You got-
I think if Echo Fox wins a hard point, then Echo Fox will win.
That's what I was gonna say. I think if we take one hard point at them, I think we'll win the series. I think they're a really good team, though.
Yeah, I would
To
agree
be
with that.
honest, I feel like all of these first round matchups, like that we talked about so far, at least, it's each team is opposite.
It
Like,
is.
for
It
example,
is.
like I feel like E United is the way stronger hardpoint team. Um, like, like they should beat Echo Fox in both hardpoints realistically, just because I feel like they're a top hardpoint team. But I think Echo Fox is way better at S&D, and then both team CTFs are like kind of the same. So it's like if Echo Fox sneaks a hard point, then I could easily see them taking the series 3-1. But if United can steal S&D, like it could be a game 5.
Dude,
And
this
then,
is
when it gets game 5, whoever clutches up at that
this
point.
is the best first round of a tournament I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, this tournament.
Yo,
really
I'm so hyped, bro. Tomorrow is gonna be so lit. But
pretty excited.
Lamar, what do you think? United Echo.
I think United has been hitting their form. Like they have been
Yeah,
absolutely frying in their division. But like I said, like that's the Faceno Aqua specialty. Like if they snag that hard point, they can win that series very easily. Like
They're the showstoppers, dude.
they've just literally made careers off of it. They invented this upsetting thing, like of losing a hard point, smoking everyone at S&D and CTF. So and they're teaming with 2 like better respawn players now. So if Nato or Donnie have like a takeover hard point and win that hard point, then Faceno and Aqua will take care of the rest.
I want to just from a realistic side here. I got a favorite United, like I said, but I mean Echo Fox, like S&D, like if it's like it was,
Yeah, I'm not.
if it's like it was, Echo Fox they'll be nasty. So we'll
I'm not
see.
counting United at all
against the
because they have
Browns,
been
bro.
frying.
Yeah, you guys have had ups and downs, but so has United. But I guess you guys are both kind of on like you're up. I just think United has hit like a higher peak at the moment. But I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be crazy.
I think this is the thing is like let's say United wins the first map, and then they also win like they sneak the S&D out from Echo Fox. I think Echo Fox gets 3-0'd. But if Echo Fox like loses the first map and then wins the S&D, then it's gonna be like a dragged out game 5 series.
Yeah, like if United,
it'll come down to the vetoes.
well, you guys are
It's
fantastic
either
at
Echo Fox getting
CTF.
3-0'd. It's either Echo Fox getting 3-0'd
No.
or
No, Echo Fox is not gonna get 3-0. Their CTF's too good. They're taking that CTF off United regardless of the situation. Like they're taking
That's
that
where I
CTF.
see the series playing out. Either a 3-0 or a 3-2.
It's gonna come down to you guys winning a hard point. Like you guys will probably take that CTF. If you don't win a hard point, like I think the series is over. Because I don't think you're beating United and 2 S&Ds. They're pretty solid at it. So we'll see how that goes. But we got
Let's see how that goes.
Red Reserve, Rise Nation. That's a matchup in round 1. Mind blown. Who do you guys got taking that, man? I think Rise didn't look too good towards the end.
Yeah, but I've been sticking to this the whole last couple weeks. Everyone's been asking me in my stream, asking me everywhere. Oh my God, Rise will
stream?
fall off. Like you've been talking about regular season games. Rise is back-to-back champions. Don't count them out. Now you're at a real tournament with 500 racks on the line. They just went back-to-back.
I think teams
they're on their downfall because they lost some regular season games.
Yeah.
Shit is different when you're at a real tournament.
I agree with that. That's facts. I feel like the community narrative, they're quick to hate on Rise. The community will turn on Rise in an instant. Like it's hard for the community to accept that they're the best team.
It was the same thing for us. Like when we went back-to-back, we lost one league match and everyone's like, "Oh my God, the downfall of TK!" Like,
Wait. But most people are right. They're right.
They were right before they knew it, though. You could call it, like,
They were right.
And I think it's always like that unless like the team with like the biggest fan base like is winning. Like for example, when OpTic's winning, like people want them to win. I think like remember like if you remember Complexity, like people hated them winning. It's similar to that because like if like OpTic's not winning and they see like Rise winning, they're looking at Rise as like a villain. That's why they want to see him fail so bad. And that's why they lose a couple league matches and like you see the Twitch chats like, oh, it's the downfall of Rise, but they just won back-to-back events and then they won an event earlier in the year. Like you simply
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like the last 2 weeks, Rise did not look as good, and like here, they got I don't even know if they had a positive record in match count the last 2 weeks.
So no,
like,
it is what it is. Whatever. I understand
did.
you have to take that into account, but like I said, it's a completely different universe when you're at a real tournament.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, you got to predict them like to make a finals appearance. But
I'm not underestimating Red either. Like Red could have.
I just want to be realistic. Like I like to be like totally unbiased. Like eliminate friendships from all my predictions, stuff like that, and like being completely realistic. Like Rise did not look that good. Like when people said that TK was not going to win stage 1, everybody was like, "Oh, well, they won back to back. How can you not predict them?" Like. But people were fucking right about that. So I don't know. I feel like Rise is not the best team like currently. Like you got to say they're the best team, but they did not look like the best team. I guess that's a better way to put it. So I don't know.
I mean, like
I feel like
bro, I've been
just like to be realistic.
You can't say the downfall of a team until they finish the next event. Period. They don't win. They don't do that good at this event. Then you can say, okay, Rise is downfall. Can't call the narrative early.
That's true. We'll see, man. I don't know. I think that they're gonna play better than they did like in the last 2 weeks, but it's gonna be tough. Like all these teams are good. But versus Red, I have Red winning that round 1 matchup. If Rise win, it's going to be through loser bracket, in my opinion. But what do
That's
you guys?
literally like that's the last event finals, championship caliber match, round 1. Literally impossible to just call it. Anything could happen.
So
Yeah,
no prediction?
I think it's the worst matchup for both teams off rip because like I don't know how you could argue that they're not the top 2 teams right now.
No, they are
But
absolutely.
yeah, like even though Rise hasn't been looking that good, whatever.
I think Red looked
at the
better though.
moment, but yeah, but like what Lamar said, until Rise comes to this event and actually falls off, you can't say they fell off. They aren't the best team just because they lost some matches.
I
In the
agree,
league.
and
But
I'm not saying
still
they
made
fell
playoffs.
off. I'm not saying they fell off. I just don't think that they looked as good as when they won Anaheim. Like I don't think they looked as good. So that's just my personal opinion. But I agree with your guys' statement of saying like you can't say they fell off like to the fans and what they've been saying because it's been a little bit extreme. But it'd be delusional. It'd be
super
delusional.
gas.
It'd be delusional. I would call all 3 of you delusional if you were to say Rise looked like the best team in the game the last 2 weeks.
No, I know they haven't looked like it, but like I said, like it's league matches. It is what it is.
Okay, that's fair. I mean,
I think it's gonna go 3-2. By the way, I don't know who. I just think it's gonna go game 5.
I think it'll go
that
game
match
5.
is
well.
gonna be so lit, dude. I think
I think that's probably gonna be the best match of round 1. Obviously,
let me try to
Two
see
top
who.
teams.
Do y'all know the order of the matches tomorrow?
It's us, Echo Fox United, Red Rise, and then OpTic FaZe.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. All right, well, since I won't take too much of your time, so we're gonna talk about champs a little bit, and then we're gonna do 5 fingers of death, so we can wrap this up.
I only got 4. I'm just kidding.
All right,
I'm
just
tweaking,
kind
I'm
of like some simple questions. Like, this is weird that we have playoffs like right now because as soon as this weekend's over, it's like 3 weeks in champs. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
just so much. Like
Is it
this
even
is
3 weeks?
cash
Isn't it
season.
like 9 days or something?
No. Champs is what, the 17th?
No, the 15th.
Oh, okay. Well, wait, how's
You
it?
fly out on like
Oh
the
yeah.
13th.
So I mean, it's in 2 weeks essentially. Like we're gonna be like 2.5 weeks. We'll be leaving. So, so I mean, it's getting pretty close, man. It's gonna be pretty close. How does it feel like after this
It's
tournament?
nice.
After this
That's what it
tournament,
feels
y'all
like.
gotta go home and play 10 hours a day, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. To be honest, it's just gonna be the grind, and I think this tournament is big too for that. Just because I'm pretty sure, and you probably know this, like the last 2 years, the team who won playoffs won champs as well.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not like since it's so close. I feel like if you come out with a dub here, and you just carry that momentum, that energy, and like the vibes, you're gonna be in a good spot. So
Like
these
this is
next
gonna
next
be
couple weeks are gonna be insane.
it's gonna be the craziest playoffs and the craziest champs we've ever had, ever.
I agree. I
I'm
agree by
salty.
far.
I'm not playing in this
I
shit.
think the competition right now is at an all-time high, and like I think every team has the potential to beat any team. So, well, like obviously that are here. I think
Mhm.
just the competition is insane, and champs are gonna be nuts.
Are you guys prepared for this grind though? Like the at-home grind? Like I feel like you gotta even be playing
If
more.
you haven't been on your grind, you're too late. I'm already ahead.
Facts. Let them know. You'll say a lot for the people in the back, bro.
No,
All right.
yeah, I feel like everyone's been grinding to be honest, man. Like last couple weeks, like it's been like a whole month. Like since the Division A teams went back, to the league to like do the second part. I feel like every team that wants to fucking win has been grinding. So like,
Bro, it's so weird. I have not been grinding.
well, because you have no chance.
Yo, that's so weird, dude. But yeah, you gotta stay hungry because them LCQ teams are hungry, bro. You can get caught slipping. Cannot get
No,
caught
facts.
slipping.
Wait.
This will be the hardest pool play, for
Oh
sure,
yeah,
champs too. Like,
absolutely. Oh yeah, I get to do the draw show, so I get to decide who you're playing against.
I'll slide you a couple
I'm
hundo.
trolling.
Yeah.
It's gonna be random, man. But I'm excited to see like those groups. It's gonna be crazy.
Random.
All right, and next question: does playoffs seem less important with champs around the corner?
No.
Hell no.
I just wanted to see your guys' reply. Ian hasn't said shit. Ian hasn't
Well,
said shit yet.
you already know. Well, you already know my answer. Like, if the last 2 years team that's won playoffs has won, hell no. Like, this is the most important event like ever for this year. Because if you have that track run, you're gonna be in a good spot. So
I just think it's
I
like nice to have 2 opportunities at like winning a huge championship, right? You can't take
Oh
either of them.
yeah, no, for sure. Obviously, if the teams that don't do as well as they want to here, they have another chance. Like, okay, we can like redeem ourselves. We can still end
Yo,
the year on top.
And the
But
reason
you
I
also want to go into champs with that confidence and that fire. Like we won playoffs, or like at least like we got top 3. Like we know we're a
Yeah.
top team in the game.
and
'Cause
also I
confidence is
think
everything at
this
champs.
tournament, like playoffs like this, right? It's almost like should be easier than champs because it's like less steps, right? You're just automatically in a top 8 bracket. So whoever
no,
like
yeah, for
it's like dude, think about this. Think about how hard this playoffs is looking at the bracket, right? Just think about champs, like how much you got to do to win champs, bro. It's going to be nuts.
I can't wait.
All right, and we're going to move on to the last segment of the stream, the 5 fingers of death. Number 1, I'm just going to get right into it. We'll start with Nato. Who made playoffs that shouldn't have?
Who made playoffs that shouldn't have? Come on, bro. You serious?
His team. That was fucky.
You get 1 pass, by the way.
I pass.
You sure? The next one's a
What?
dagger.
That was the
Yo.
the easiest answer.
Yo, the next question is a dagger.
No,
You sure?
Okay, I don't. All right, I don't pass. I think definitely. I mean, I guess you can say even though they've looked really good, I guess like people expected obviously like a team like
Spit
LG
it
to
out,
make
man.
People expected a team like LG to make it over Unilad. So I would.
What?
My answer would be Unilad.
Unilad absolutely deserved their spot. That's blasphemy.
100% they deserved
Blasphemy.
it. I'm just saying. 100%.
No, the
He's
question
talking
is
about the
who.
beginning of the league.
No, bro. The question is who made it that shouldn't have. Like, who got lucky to make it in?
Who got lucky to make it in?
Not even lucky. Like, who do you think like isn't a top 8 team that's in playoffs?
Oh,
in playoffs?
I don't think that there's anyone that can answer that because I think this is the top 8. This is the real
Yeah,
top 8.
I agree with that. I don't even know how to answer that
The
question.
only argument that you can make is LG should be here. But
Yeah, that's what I said.
it. That's the only argument you can make. Like, besides, that's the only team outside of playoffs that you can make argument for it to be here.
You don't think LG? Oh, yeah, I guess that's fair.
Look, bro.
They got third at Anaheim.
The
Everyone's
answer.
forgetting.
The answer is clearly, even though that was my dog, Echo Fox. Like,
Or
people
FaZe.
say
Or FaZe.
Okay, yeah. Or
Because FaZe only made it in because
Actually, yeah,
EG
you're
had a
right.
crazy collapse.
You're
Crazy
right.
collapse.
Those are the only 2 answers. It could be Echo Fox or FaZe. Like,
I just want to see which one you guys will say. Yeah.
People are saying LG like should have made it over Unilad, but Unilad they formed what? They got 3rd at Anaheim, right? They were top 3 in the first half of the league and they ended 3rd, right? So like they clearly deserve to be here. Echo Fox and FaZe started 3 and 4, I guess, in the league, and I don't know what they placed at Anaheim, but like
They lost it. Echo Fox got 3-0 by 10 in Mines Anaheim.
FaZe got top 6.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's definitely Echo Fox. No,
No, that was the wake up call for them though.
I feel like all 8 teams are honestly top 8. They're top 8 in the world at the moment. Like I
Okay.
don't know if there's one that doesn't deserve to be here or got
question.
lucky.
All right, next question. And nobody used their pass there, luckily, because the next question is tough. Is OpTic a regular season team? Starting with Lamar, and we'll go down.
Oh shit!
You get 1 pass.
You're trying to make me the most hated player in the universe.
Well, I mean, depends. People will like you for this answer, or people will hate you. What's your answer?
I mean, I don't think there hasn't been enough time to judge. Like they only went to
No.
Yeah, dude, it's literally you don't have a sample size yet. Like we have 1 event.
Are they a regular season team? What does your gut tell you?
No.
Wait, what? That's your answer? That's it?
Yes or no question. Yes or no? No.
You got to give a little bit of analysis to it, man.
No, I mean, obviously they're not a regular season team, bro. That doesn't make sense. Like they have 4 good players.
Well, that's what people say about them because like what happened in Anaheim, and it's
okay,
like
but Anaheim was their first real event together as a team, so you can't just say that. Like
I'm just bringing up the community. What the
team has
community
a little
says.
asterisk next to it. Half the time the community is wrong, and we know that.
All right, Ian, your thoughts?
What was the question?
Is OpTic a regular season team?
No, they're no.
Not
Oh
a.
hell no! Hell no!
All right.
I don't want no OpTic fans in my Twitter.
Yo,
DMs.
Ian
Hell no.
and Lamar are smart, bro. No hexing. Nato, your thoughts?
No, I don't think you count out Crim, bro.
Wait, why?
I don't think they're a regular season team. They can compete at the highest level. So
I
no.
agree. I mean, I was gonna say no as well. I just wanted to see if we had any controversial answers to that, because there are some people who said that. I remember we had Weskins on the desk, and he was like, "Yeah, they're really good here. They did the same thing in the first 2 weeks." So there were some people who have been playing that side of the fence there. But all right, next question. Let's say you guys have a solid ending to this season, right? Like top four is maybe a chip, like well, just top four. Let's assume that, right? Both of your guys' teams. Would your team stick together for the new game?
Who are you asking?
You can never
all,
answer.
all of you guys.
It's literally pure pandemonium at the end of the year. So
Do
I
you,
have no idea.
I mean, that question is like it's like a question that has more to answer. Like, do you think there's gonna be crazy roster changes at the end of this game? Like,
Yes.
Hell
It
yeah.
all depends on
Hell
what teams
yeah.
do.
Hell to the yeah. It's
Hell.
gonna be pure chaos.
Listen. I could let me win playoffs and champs. I'm dropping them on his neck. On God.
like, well,
Wait, this guy was playing with Pat before I picked him up. Mind blown.
Worst decision of my life.
wow.
Oh, it's Pat in the chat.
Ultimate. I got my orgs finessed and my team finessed. Wow.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's hard to say that because like, there's gonna be so many team changes. Like, as long as the orgs allow it, there's gonna be fucking pandemonium. Like, people are gonna switch up their teams. So like, who's to say? Like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna switch it. I'm not gonna switch my
Well,
team.
if
but
the
then
new-
you get like what if like an offer on OpTic opens up for somebody? You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna say no?
Like white on rice.
Exactly, or like a FaZe or any team, like any top org. So I don't know. I'm definitely dropping Lamar though for sure.
Money talks, bro. That's all that matters.
On his
And
neck.
yo, so Lamar, you're telling me if Easy G came up and they're like, yo, 25 a month, you're signing?
Wait, if I could take my duo, Kenny with me, we out of here.
Wait, Kenny's dipping on you. And Nada, what about you? Assume this question is like if the new game was next week. Would you be going into it with the same roster?
The new game. I mean, you kind of just switched up the question. You said if we got like top four at champs and playoffs.
Well, I mean, you got in top four once in this game.
Hell no. The answer is no.
I want to switch it up. Do you think Echo Fox sticks together going into the new game? Do you think your team sticks together?
I think it all depends on how we do it. To be honest.
Okay, that's fair. That's a question that's like that can be a hex question.
Correct.
Yeah, he's not giving us any juice right now. All right, next question. Who's the X factor on your guys' team? Start with Nada and we'll go up.
The X factor?
Yeah.
I think Yuli.
Why?
Because I think when Yuli plays really good in respawn, we like play really good in respawn.
And what does he have to do like to be consistent?
What?
I'm wondering because if you say he's your X factor, like when you determine who's your X factor, right? You figure out what he's doing wrong.
Create more. You anticipate gunfights or something.
The reason I'm asking these questions is because Nato's giving me like blah blah.
Shut up. The only thing he needs to do to play play good is be comfortable, and that's it. If he's comfortable in game, he's gonna fry.
Dude, I gotta pry the answers out of your ass. All right, who's
honestly?
Wait,
you're asking me some dumbass.
All right, come on.
What you prying out of his what? You. Wait, I'll answer next.
All right, okay, go ahead.
It's for us. I think it's got to be Pharaoh, just because. I mean, when you look at our team, I think Kenny is clear cut best sub in the game. I don't even think it's close. I know it's gonna sound biased, but just playing with him and just watching how he plays, like watching how he finesses on the map, no sub comes close to him. So like what you're gonna get out of him. He's always gonna be good. Same with Lamar. Lamar's been trash in the past games, but this game he's for basically the whole year he's been a top 3, top 5 sub or not sub AR my bad AR. He's definitely top 1 war sub, but and team with Pharaoh, like he's a young kid, you know, he comes from S&D, he's an S&D star, like he can really take over games. I think he needs to like mature a little bit, which he will, just because he's still a little young. Like he needs to understand how to take criticism and get better. But I've seen moments of brilliance from him where I'm like, bro, this kid could be like the next star, like really make a name for himself as long as he just irons out the little things.
Ian is free gas.
And when he plays well, I think we play to like a whole new level. And when he plays confident and like smart, so
I agree. I agree with that statement. Ian. Well said by a true vet. Lamar, your answer?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say Pharaoh too. Like whenever it's not even, he never really does bad stats wise, but when he brings like the intangibles, like the extra comms, like some leadership and like organization, and like I feel like he's really into the match. When he's really into the match, he is like I literally, I'm like, all right, this is why I picked this kid up. Literally like next level crazy shit. He's like reading people like books. It's insane. So when he's doing that, I think we're like playing on a different level, the way Ian said.
Yeah, I think if Farrah plays good, like you guys can win a championship.
He like when I see that potential come out of him, I'm like, damn, like this kid really is like the next superstar.
All right, cool beans. And then the last question: if Rise wins this event, are they considered a dynasty? Start with Nato and go up.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree. Well, there's some people who are
Does
denying.
that be 4 chips in one game?
Be 3,
Yeah.
right? 3.
No, 4.
Or 3 with that team though, right? With Slasher.
No, I'm just saying, like, if they win, yeah. Oh, it would be 4, right?
Well, they already
It
have
would- it
3
would be 4
championships.
for
They
the
got
Well, they have
one
one with
without Slasher.
methods. No, I to be a dynasty, in my opinion, at least now, you have to do it across more than one game.
You got to win a title
mean-
in 2 games.
Like just obviously this is gonna be self gas, but like my FaZe team back in AW won 3 events, but like I would never consider us a dynasty. You know what I mean? Like because OpTic won just as much. Like Rise right now, that team has 2 with Slasher. Obviously they have 1 with Method.
If they win playoffs, I think
Like-
they're done. If they win playoffs or champs, I'm considering them a
but
dynasty.
like I think they'll go down as the best team in this game. But
I-
like I feel like you have to do it over multiple titles. Like if they come in next year, same team and they're winning.
if
like
Farico,
then
somebody
yeah.
said it facts. If Farico's a dynasty, then Rise is a dynasty. Facts.
Farico's not a dynasty though. And if people think Farico's
Okay,
a dynasty,
but
they're
That's
stupid.
not even comparable because Farico won a world championship during their spree. So like,
No, I know, but like okay, the last OpTic team with Formal and Karma, that's a dynasty. They literally won
there's
in
been like 3
AW,
teams like that. in
Black
the
Ops 3.
That's fair. That's
They-
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, you
It-
can't just
that-
be throwing
that
out
question-
the word dynasty.
That question, I guess, is just whatever your perception of a dynasty is, realistically. But I would say that that's a fair answer. I think that's a
Because
good answer.
if you're saying if Rise wins playoffs or whatever, they're a dynasty, then you're basically saying, like I said, my FaZe team in AW is a dynasty. We were not a dynasty.
No, because you guys won 3 out of like there was like 15 events that year.
If they go on a, if Rise, in my opinion, here's my personal opinion, though.
3 for 5.
the
We
way
went
I
3 for
view a
5.
dynasty is just an extended period of time, and like it doesn't happen too often. If they were to win 3 in a row, and their 3rd in the row would be stage 2 playoffs, along with the win they had earlier in the season, I think that that's extremely impressive. I would say they dominated the entire year, and they're a dynasty. That's my personal opinion.
But that's 1 year. If you win the Super Bowl 1 year, you're not a dynasty. You win the
It's
chip
different,
1
bro.
year, you're not a dynasty.
It's different because it's multiple championships. Like I don't think we can compare like traditional sports to the way our season works. And
I
the,
don't know.
and another thing is like it's a 1-game cycle, so it's like it's totally different. Like if you dominate, it's you literally dominate the entire game. Like
It's definitely it's a complex conversation for sure.
it's
In
your
my
perception of a
opinion, though,
dynasty.
yeah.
That's what it is. You
in my like what I think is they would go down as the best World War II team, not a dynasty. Now if they win in the next game, Black Ops 4, then yeah, I think they would be the next dynasty. It would be the OpTic team, then them.
that's fair.
Like I think there's been 2 dynasties in Call of Duty history from my
Just
knowledge.
OpTic and complexity.
Complexity/EG and OpTic. That's it.
I don't know, man. Rise would be making a good case for themselves if they win one of these next 2 events.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they definitely would. They would, like I said, they would be next up for sure.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. Nobody used their pass, so I'm going to
Fuck
have to
up
make some
pass.
harder questions for the next week. But thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow to you
Hey,
guys.
No problem.
Anytime, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You're
Appreciate it,
welcome,
guys. You guys have a good night's rest.
Hey, you too, boss.
Talk to you guys later. All right. Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode of the CODCAST. I know it's been quite some time since we had one, but it's just been like pretty hard to get guests because everybody's been so busy and it's a really tight time of the year. So much respect to Saints, Enable, and Accuracy for coming onto the show. I want to say thank you guys for tuning into the show. I appreciate it. It will be on YouTube tomorrow morning, so you're able to watch it before the games begin. And make sure you guys tune into playoffs. It's going to be amazing. I'll be on the desk all day analyzing the games. It's going to be unbelievable. We got some unbelievable matches coming up, so hopefully you guys have a good night's rest so you're awake and ready for these matches. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.